Today I'm going to show you how to hem a shirt. So the shirt was way too long for the person who's going to wear it. I do have a double needle, so I have twin or double stitching down at the bottom. If you don't have a twin needle, that's fine. You can do one stitch across, or you can try to do two different stitches, but I will say it's hard to keep the lines the same width apart all the way around. So if you have a twin needle, great. Not all machines can fit a twin needle, so just make sure your machine has that capability. So a friend of mine wants me to hem her shirt. She's pinned where she wants it. So we are going to measure from that mark. I put the pin mark there. And it's 4 5/8, but I'm just going to go ahead and mark it at 4 1/2. So what we're going to do all around the shirt, we are going to mark 4 1/2 inches. And I'm using a heat erasable pin, so that way when I go to iron the shirt, the pin marks come off. Now I'm just going to draw a straight line across because I don't want the shirt to be shorter than this line. So if you look on the inside of the shirt, you can tell it was rolled over and then there's a twin stitch on top. So I want to keep that same look. What I'm going to do is mark 3 inches now from the bottom of the shirt, and that's where I'm going to cut, is at the 3-inch mark. Then I'm going to be able to roll the bottom of the shirt up so that way I can get that twin stitch in the same look like it's got. I'm just going to slide my cutting mat so I can use my rotary cutter and have a nice clean cut. Okay, we'll take the shirt, we're going to turn it inside out. Pay no attention to that mess. That's another project that I'm pausing so I can get this shirt done. I should have folded it right side out to begin with. Now I have to go and make my lines again. Right up there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the bottom up about the halfway point to the line, and then I'm going to fold it again. And then I'm going to pin it in place. So up close, fold it in half, and then fold it up again and pin in place. I'm putting my pins on the front part of the shirt, the outside part, so that way when I go to sew I can easily remove them because I'm going to sew with the top facing up. I'm just going to iron this down so that way it helps to keep it in place. Let's turn our shirt right side out. Be careful not to get pricked by any pins. And now we're going to sew it. I am using a twin needle, and this is how I have my thread set up at the top. This one goes through the first needle, this one goes through the second needle. As I'm feeding the fabric through, I am feeling with my left finger where the edge of my folded fabric is. So that way I can stay right along that edge. If I was to stitch down here and the edge of the fabric is up here, the shirt will flip right side or inside out at the bottom, and we don't want that. So make sure that you're stitching towards the edge of the folded fabric underneath. When I get back to the beginning of where I started stitching, I want to make sure that my stitching is lined up with my needles. That way it's not crooked or jagged. Now we just iron the shirt down at the bottom where we stitched. And here's how it turned out. Pretty good.